I love to make gumbo, especially during cool weather, but I especially love to make it during the holidays. So this is my recipe. I'm excited to share with y'all. So I took 1/4 cup of oil and 1/4 cup of flour, and I've combined it. I'm gonna cook it on medium high until it turns like a chocolate brown color. Okay, now that I have my roux a milk chocolate color, I'm gonna go ahead and start adding in my veggies. Now, if you want a darker roux, you can just cook it longer, but I like mine a milk chocolate color. So I'm adding in 1 diced onion, 1 diced green bell pepper, okay, 1 diced red bell pepper, about a cup or so of celery, chopped. A pint of cherry tomatoes diced. And I really like to use cherry tomatoes. I just feel like it gives it a better flavor than just regular diced tomatoes or canned tomatoes. I have 1 large jalapeno diced with the stems and seeds. And if you don't like the heat, you can just omit the stems and seeds or just not put the jalapeno all together. Okay, I have 5 cloves of diced garlic. Okay, and I have about a teaspoon of fresh thyme that I have taken off the stems. You don't want to put the stems in there. Okay, and 3 bay leaves. I would use bay leaves in almost all of my soups and chilies. It just gives it such a great flavor. Okay, so now I have 2 teaspoons of Old Bay seasoning, a teaspoon of Toni Chachere seasoning, and a teaspoon of dried oregano, and 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So I'm gonna put that in there. Go ahead and add in my sausage. I have 2 pounds of andouille sausage that I have sliced and sauteed until it was crispy. And I do that because it helps render the fat out of the sausage so your gumbo isn't too greasy. And then I just think it gives it a better flavor. Okay. Now I'm gonna add 2 8-ounce bottles of clam juice, and it's just gonna give your broth such a rich flavor, and it's going to pair well with the seafood I'm going to put in it later. Okay, and then I have 48 ounces of chicken broth, so I'm going to add this whole carton of chicken broth. Now at this point, if you can cook this low and slow for a few hours, it's way better. But if you're gonna do it in a hurry or for like a weeknight, we're gonna bring this to a full boil, and then I'm gonna reduce the heat and simmer it for about 30 to 45 minutes, and then I'll show you what I'm gonna do next. Okay, so it's simmered 45 minutes, and I'm gonna go ahead and add in the crawfish and shrimp. So I add in 2 pounds of cooked crawfish tails, and you can find this in the freezer section. And I wait to this point to add the crawfish and the shrimp in, because you don't want to overcook it, especially your shrimp, because they'll shrink in size and get rubbery, and you don't want that. Okay, so now I have 2 pounds of jumbo shrimp that have been peeled and deveined, so I'm going to add that in. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lid back on it, and then I'm going to turn the heat off, and then I'm just going to let this sit for about 10 minutes or so. Okay, so I've let the shrimp and crawfish sit for 10 minutes just until it was done. And in this way, like I said, it doesn't get overcooked, or the shrimp doesn't shrink in size or get rubbery. Okay, so I need to check the salt in it to make sure that it's salty enough. Perfect. And it's got the perfect amount of heat in it. Okay, so with my gumbo, I like to serve it over rice, and I've just cooked rice like the directions say. And I actually like to cook jasmine rice. It just holds up better, and I've never had it fail me. Okay. And then to garnish it, I like to put a little chopped parsley on it. And then of course you have to have hot sauce. And you can really use any hot sauce that you like, but I prefer Louisiana hot sauce. But any hot sauce like Frank's is good with it. Okay, let's see, let me get a piece of shrimp. It's perfect. And it's the perfect bowl of love to cook during cold weather. So like I said, this is my recipe for gumbo. I'm so excited for you to try it. Let me know how you love it in the comments.